All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show on Onebar with Lupagus and special guest man in the middle, Dustin Baker. You all know him, I'm sure. Check him out, Viking Territory, and now they got the VikesNow YouTube channel. All the links will be down in the description. Give their butts a sub. Hot and heavy with content left and right. Dustin, appreciate you hopping on, man. Welcome.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be here, and we're 9 days away from this damn draft, and I was telling you guys off air, I mean it. It's going to feel like Christmas. There's no delineation between, being in third grade, Christmas Eve, versus Vikings fans on Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy. Decade-defining draft is what it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's either going to be fantastic or we're all going to just be bitching and moaning just how we didn't do something beautiful. But hopefully, I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Like yesterday, we said when Dave was on it, we sit here and ramble on our own thoughts. For all fantastic, another perspective here.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just high level taking quarterback out of the mix. I want to hear your thoughts on Vikings' most glaring need right now on this roster after free agency, everything. Like which one gives you the most heartburn not counting quarterback?
Yeah. This will probably be redundant, I think, because I think it's common knowledge. It's a defensive tackle, and it's twofold for me. It's very evident that this conglomeration of Jerry Tillery, Jonah Williams, and Jonathan Bullard, that is absolutely mid, if not worse. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, we have been asking for an impact three-technique defensive tackle for a decade. And it's like nobody cares. No, not even Zimmer cared. And so this is why I thought the Vikings would trade down last year and get Brian Breesy. But nope, they couldn't do that. And happy with Addison, of course. I think beyond the shadow of a doubt, they did not prioritize defensive tackle when there was like 7 DTs that were available in free agency. I know some of them were really expensive. But other than quarterback, if they do have to do a compromise in the draft where they settle for Penix or something like that, they better get Byron Murphy or Johnny Newton, because this is just like we did the offensive line thing for Zimmer era. Like somebody has to realize eventually that spot is important, like we used to say about offensive guard. So for me, certainly next to quarterback, of course, it's defensive tackle.
Let me ask you a super quick follow-up on that one. So Blake Brandel is there slated to be our starting left guard right now. I mean, is he going to be our starting left guard?
Yeah, I think so. I think the ship sailed on Reisner. If you listen to Quasi Offense about 3 weeks ago on Paul Allen's show, he just gave diplomacy talk like, yeah, we're going to go with the best option available. But here's the deal, real quick, on the offensive line. In my opinion, you guys certainly can disagree. I think this regime has earned the benefit of the doubt, whereas the last one, we didn't trust anything with the offensive line. We trusted them on defense. But I believe if they are indeed going to nominate Blake Brandel, it may not be very sexy, but they have shown that their solutions on the offensive line are significantly better than Zimmer's were, and I wouldn't consider it totally half-measured. I'd want to see it play out before I bitched about it.
Fair enough. Let's talk about Sam Darnold, and let's say the Vikings, whether they get stuck, they can't get up and get a quarterback, or even if they do, we had this weird contingency of our viewers who actually believe Sam Darnold can still be something with KLC's tutelage. What side of the coin of that are you on?
I was severely underwhelmed by the signing that like the middle of the night after Kirk left, because I think Nick Mullins is quite good. I think he got a bum rap because the defense died the moment he took over against the Bengals last season. So if I don't want a bridge quarterback, if they get McCarthy or May, I would rather that guy go 3-14. Hopefully we keep the first rounder next year. I would rather the guy take his lumps and then we'll just figure it out on the fly. They evidently disagree, the Vikings, that is. So out of mere hope, I talk myself into hoping the guests you mentioned are correct, that, hey, Darnold can be reclaimed with these Vikings, and to the tune of a Baker Mayfield story again. Now, I don't really think, I think that is like the holy grail of what can happen with Darnold, is that finally somebody unlocks him. But if it were left up to me, I would identify and draft the quarterback and just go with him week 1, knowing it's not going to be a Super Bowl contender season. But for the next, my goodness, what is it? It's going to be 5 months. We have to think of ways to get enthused about Darnold, because he's probably going to be the QB1. So what I'll do is I'll envision scenarios where he could be good and throw 25 touchdowns and 11 picks and get the team to playoff contention, or at least we're relevant in December. But no, I certainly don't think he is the solution. And if it were left up to me, I just would have started the would-be rookie week 1.
Yeah, I kind of think that's the route they're going to go to start the rookie. Why not? But I'll have to start thinking about Darnold in a positive light because, I'm kind of in your boat. I'm not overly excited.
And what a signing. Like the one thing, I get up, take a leak at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm check Twitter just for the hell of it, and that's what we get to see. Like, how are you supposed to fall asleep? Like, out of all the signings, it's Sam freaking Darnold.
Yeah, I would have taken Drew Lock just because something about his upside is more fun than Darnold. I mean, certainly
has some.
Yeah, and that if I was forced with a bridge quarterback and they don't like Mullins because he's a turnover machine, I would have signed Drew Lock. But hey, they like Darnold, and like I said, in June, July, and the dog days of summer, we're going to have to figure out ways of how it can work, at least to get us excited.
All right, speaking of excited, let's talk about some crazy-ass rumors. What is the craziest either draft rumor or free agency rumor or trading Justin, whatever it might be? What's the craziest thing you've heard this offseason where you just read it and you're just like, give me a break?
Well, ordinarily I would say Jefferson, but that's too prevalent. It seems like it dies down. Like a Vikings leader will come out and say, "Not on this planet. We're not trading him," and then it goes away for 2 weeks. The craziest one for me is probably Justin Herbert being offloaded by the Chargers. Now I understand the case because Jim Harbaugh makes it sound like JJ McCarthy is this like heaven-made prospect, and hopefully he is if he becomes a Viking. But for the Chargers and Harbaugh to even remotely sniff that trade, you're looking at $63 million in dead cap, which I guess after Russell Wilson, maybe that's the new way of doing things. We're like, all right, that ain't that much. But why the hell would you have the most difficult position in football to figure out? You've got that totally figured out with Justin Herbert. And then your solution would be to say, no, we're going to get rid of all the playmakers. Then we're going to get rid of the quarterback. And then we're going to eat $63 million in dead cap. I understand the rationale that, hey, Harbaugh can get his guy and translate him right over college to the pros. But those two major hurdles of a top 7 NFL quarterback, borderline elite, who would have that type of dead cap, I don't ever think that the Chargers discussed a trade of Herbert. And as cool as it would be for the Vikings to somehow take that contract and massage it with Jefferson's upcoming extension, it would be somehow Herbert being traded to the Vikings.
Nice.
That's a good
I
one.
thought you can go with the mock from yesterday that has taken back-to-back quarterbacks, but you went the Herbert route, so that makes sense too. Let's talk about pick 108 because I don't think in the history of the Minnesota Vikings there's ever been so much talk about a 4th-round pick, or there'll ever be so much talk again about a 4th-round pick, just because we could potentially be picking 5 and then waiting till 108. Do the Vikings have to go need their D-line guard, or can they actually go BPA and take like a shock running back they like follow, something like that?
I think they will have the luxury, I use that loosely, to go BPA. Kevin O'Connell all but said we're going to get a defensive tackle from this draft. That was the same interview with somebody where I think he let the cat out of the bag that Christian Wilkins was too expensive. So I think there's a chance that Devondre Sweat and his shenanigans drop him down. And we've already seen from Kwesi that Ed Ingram had a real splotchy past reputation. With Jordan Addison's reckless dog driving, they were willing to forgive that. So because we saw that Ingram thing, Kwesi's first year in the job and has worked out to an extent, I think he would be willing to give Sweat his second chance, so long as they've already talked to him and figured out that he's not a alcoholic. I don't know because his blood alcohol level was pretty high. So I would say, as much as it will make folks say, "Oh God, we're getting a felon," I think Sweat will be in play because of the value. If Aaron Jones had not been signed, I like Braylon Allen from Wisconsin, but now Aaron Jones has kind of made that ironclad. Because they have so many picks on day 3, I think they have some maneuverability to trade into Friday, and package those. Ultimately, my prediction will be a defensive tackle based on the need. There's a guy from Miami. Is it Leonard Taylor? I think he would be a good there. And is it Mason Smith from LSU? I think it'll be defensive tackle, but at that point, it's so far down the board to what we're compared to on day 3. Yeah, it can go either way.
All right, let's talk quarterbacks again. Let's talk the top 5, 6 quarterbacks, whatever it is. Take take each one of their concerns off the table. Take where they play, J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. Take Michael Penix's injury concerns out, Jaden Daniels' small frame. Take their jerseys out of it, their college. They're standing there just butt naked. Who is the best overall quarterback prospect that you would want the Vikings to take with no concern, no issues? Lupagus, you look flat.
I'm just picturing them all naked right now. I can't shake it.
Well, it's such a no-brainer that Caleb Williams is going to the Bears.
Take him out. Take him out.
Okay, yeah, it'd be cheating. So I'm a Drake May guy. Thank you for letting me take Williams out. Only reason I would be even remotely standoffish about Caleb Williams is because he's going to the Bears. And because he might have some of that Kyler Murray moodiness, I think there is a way that doesn't work as dazzling as the world thinks. But Drake May is my guy. He has the prototypical size. He's 6'3" or 6'4" and change, is it? 225, 230. I love the way he throws the ball. I think he can. I think at heart, Kevin O'Connell's offense really ticks with a pocket passer. Well, by the way, Drake May can do both. I know there are a lot of analysts and scouts that think that his footwork needs refinement. And I'm like, well, yeah, this is how that works. We get it. The coach is going to be able to work with that. If that is his worst thing, good. They can fix that. I do like McCarthy a lot. I vacillate every damn day about what the pick will be in terms of a prediction between McCarthy and May. I will not be disappointed at all with McCarthy. Jaden Daniels, I know I can't. If I could take his frame out of it, then yes, I would be in love with him. But that frame is a big damn deal, especially as much as he likes to run. And then Penix, he throws a sweet ball. No thanks on the injury history. And then every single human being that comes on VikesNow, my YouTube show about Bo Nix, they throw up in their mouth a little bit. And if that many people are doing that, I don't want anything to do with it. So standing naked in front of me with limited weaknesses, it started as Drake May, and it remains Drake May for me.
Nice. Once again, we got Dustin Baker, Vikings Territory, VikesNow. Links will be in the description. A couple of quick hitters for you before we let you go. The thought of giving up 3 first-rounders, so 2 first-rounders this year and a first-rounder next year, to go up and end up with J.J. McCarthy. You throwing up in your mouth? Getting visibly excited? What's your verdict?
No throwing up in my mouth. This team has never drafted a quarterback in the top 10, and we've never won a Super Bowl despite the 4th best regular season win percentage. You got to try something different in life in general. When things don't work, you got to change just to change, to try. And if they have to give up 3 first-rounders for McCarthy, yes, I would do it.
All right, how about this for a quick hitter? Percent chance of Vikings actually stick and pick at 11-23.
Oh, my goodness. This would involve a McCarthy or a May slide that I don't think we could even imagine. Sticking and picking organically at those 2 spots, I would say 15%.
15%. All right, final. Do you have a draft crush, whether it's a late round or mid round, or just a guy that you probably like more than, say, anybody else that you're just hoping the Vikings end up getting?
Picture that guy naked in front of you right now.
Well, I already revealed Drake May and Braylon Allen as my running back. I will say probably Javon Baker or Jamari Thrash as WR3 candidates. This is mostly from fantasy football research because, you know, when you're doing your dynasty league, you got these 2nd, 3rd round picks. You want to find Puka Nacua. Yeah, it would be Javon Baker, and I've had enough smart people tell me Jamari Thrash is going to be pretty good. So, and these Vikings arguably need a WR3 unless you trust the prize with Brandon Powell or Trent Sherfield. Yes, give me Javon Baker or Jamari Thrash.
Nice.
Boom. Love it. Once again, Dustin Baker, greatly appreciate you hopping on. Be sure to hit up the links down in the description. We'll hopefully have you on very soon again, man. This was awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you let me know. I need some filler time. I love coming on these shows, and you guys seem awesome.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate it.